Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change this problem. We're going to make this minus 3. So I don't like how it works out. It doesn't really fit on the graph. So, in order to graph this one, graph the solution, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor it if it's factorable, because then I can find my x-intercepts and it's a little easier to graph. I don't have to do the t-chart and all that stuff. So, we have y is less than, and I'm going to have two guys like this. And when I go to factor it, let's see here, I have to multiply to the negative 3 and add the negative 2. Well, that would be negative 3 and positive 1. So x plus 1, x minus 3. Alright, I'm factored, I'm in business. Multiplies to, you double check it, negative 3 and 1 multiply to negative 3, and they also add to negative 2. So we're good. Now, if I solve these for x, I set them equal to 0 and I solve for x, I'm going to find my x-intercepts. Okay, so whether I ask you to solve for x, or if I ask you to find the x-intercepts, or the zeros, that all means the same thing. I'm setting the factors equal to 0 and solving for x, or using the quadratic formula, or whatever. So I'm going to get x equals negative 1, x equals 3. So if I plot those, I get negative 1 right here, and I get positive 3 right here. So, I know that my vertex has to be somewhere in here. Okay, it has to be somewhere in between them, right in the middle. So my x-coordinate is going to be 1. So what I can do is I can plug that 1 into my original inequality and solve for y. So when I do that, I have 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3. I'm going to get 1 minus 2 minus 3. So 1 minus 2 is negative 1, minus 3 equals negative 4. So my vertex is at 1, negative 4. And there we go. So those are my 3 points, and I can graph it. Now, let's pay attention here. We have strictly less than. So that means that it's going to be a dashed line. Just like this. And then comes the shading aspect. So what I need to do is I need to shade either in here or on the outside. Well, since it's less than, it's going to be below the line, or below the parabola. So I'm thinking below. I usually like to look at the vertex and say, okay, below there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade below the vertex. Well, that's also everywhere out here as well. So everything outside of the parabola gets shaded. If it were greater than, then I'd be on the inside here. Alright. So you just got to think about it, and if it's less than, you go below the vertex. If it's greater than, you go above. And basically shade inside the lines like we're in, first grade. Alright.